listening to Southern Miss Today. I am Beck O'Neill, your host. It's okay, you're good. It is 12:23 on September 30th, 2014. Tomorrow is October 1st, and get excited. It's going to be a fantastic October this year. Sorry, I don't know why I threw that in there. Anyway, earlier in the hour, we spoke to Miss Nikki Johnson about Essentials 101, a class that's going on at JCJC. All of her information will be on our Facebook page. Just search Southern Miss Today, and you will find it there. Later in the hour, we will speak to John Work about The Liar and the upcoming USM theater season. But right now, we have Laura Hakayla and Paige Gray with the Hattiesburg Teen Book Club. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Oh, that was lovely. Good synchronization there.
We try.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Hattiesburg Book Club, Teen Book Club?
Sure. We started it about 2 years ago, and we basically wanted to really find a way to kind of bridge connections between the university and the community, and we study children's literature and young adult literature here. We're both grad students at Southern Miss, and so we wanted to find a way to talk about that in a more casual setting and just reach out to the teens in the community. And so that's basically what we do.
Yeah, we reached out to the Hattiesburg Public Library and to Chris Thornhill, who's the children's librarian. Mm-hmm. And in past years they had tried to build a teen book club, and they hadn't tried in a few years, so we gave it a shot, and this is actually our kind of relaunch, because we took a little bit of a break, and it always met on Saturday afternoons. Mm-hmm. And we thought maybe that wasn't the best time. It's when a lot of kids are doing sports or traveling, and so we wanted to relaunch it, and we're doing it on Tuesday evenings on the last Tuesday of the month.
Cool. We talked earlier when I was hanging out with you guys in the little lounge. We'll call it a lounge. Mm-hmm. About the requirements for getting involved. So if I wanted to do it, I'm 25. Could I get involved?
Well, and this is part of the relaunch too. We're going to aim more for teens. So. Yeah. 13
I'm not offended.
Right, and we'd love for you to come, but there are lots of different book clubs at the public library, and sometimes they do books that are could have a YA focus, but are for adults as well. Mm-hmm. But this is just for 13 to 18-year-olds, because we find that, imagine if you're 14, it might be a little intimidating to speak and talk about a book if there are multiple, adults around. Mm-hmm. So that's how we kind of try and change the focus a bit.
Yeah. How do you choose your books?
We do a couple different things. What we like to do is ask the teens what they're reading, what they enjoy reading, and have them make suggestions. And so we'll usually have just a list compiled of everything that everyone suggests and go through that list. Sometimes we also try to do tie-ins with what's really big right now in terms of movies. So, for instance, we're doing The Fault in Our Stars for tonight's meeting, because it's been so popular recently.
It's
with
huge.
The movie.
It's a big deal. It's won a lot of sad things about it.
Yeah.
What books have you read in the past and discussed?
We've done, and again, like Laura said, we sometimes we tie on to different movies. So our very first, inaugural meeting 2 years ago, we did The Hobbit, because the movie was just coming out. And, we've done Divergent and the sequel Insurgent. We haven't done Allegiant yet, so we might do the third book in that series.
We've done some graphic novels, American Born Chinese, and Anya's Ghost. So we try to do lots of different genres.
And then Life of Pi.
We did Tuck Everlasting.
Mm-hmm. So kind of, Tuck Everlasting is a kind of a classic children's or young adult books. We kind of mix it up in things that are, between anywhere, 50 years old to things that just came out.
So when you words are happening, when you are at a meeting, at the end of the meeting, do you kind of introduce what's going to be the next meetings?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and usually the book is there for the participants to check out, so they have the whole month to read it.
So, and it is a month that they have for it. So
yes.
This is just me clarifying from my
which is longer than the regular library checkout period.
Yeah,
it is. But you know what? Just go back and recheck it out. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we talked about you're doing The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, and I did want to mention that. There is a USM John Green connection in that. The De Grumman collection, which is our fabulous collection of children's literature, one of the largest in North America. We have the John Green papers, and he was here, I think 2 years ago for the Children's Book Fest that they have every spring, and he donated all his papers.
That's fantastic.
So there are things are happening, and
and John Green is he has connections here, even though he's so big, and so
he's a huge deal right now. So if I pretend I'm a teenager. Let's go pretending there. If I went to a meeting, how does it run down? What's the series of events?
All right.
There's not any real.
It's very informal.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
any like set schedule. We just talk about whatever. You know, anyone can bring up any topic. Sometimes we go off on tangents and kind of, you know, I imagine like the Fault in Our Stars, we may talk about like cancer, kind
Yeah.
of just other bigger topics.
And we'll
in
probably talk about
general.
the movie too, and you know how,
Yeah.
compare and contrast, or what's the difference between seeing, the experience of reading the book and seeing the movie.
Yeah, definitely. How long are the meetings normally?
Usually about an hour.
An hour. Sometimes particularly
Sometimes
rife with conversation.
Yeah, it runs
it'll-
maybe an hour and 15
Yeah.
minutes, but usually not longer than that.
Yeah. When's the next meeting?
It is the last Tuesday in October,
So October 28th.
and we meet at 6 o'clock at the public library.
Yeah, and if anyone's unfamiliar, or parents are coming, you're dropping off their teens, it's in the basement of or you go in and it's kind of in a room connected to the children's section of the library. So, but if you just go into the main library and ask someone where the meeting is, they'll know.
They'll go, oh, it's
Point
right
you-
down there.
Yeah, and we usually have free snacks.
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
Yeah.
And the meeting you're having about Fault in the Stars is tonight?
Yes,
Tonight.
tonight at 6 o'clock.
Tonight at 6 o'clock. Can you give us a little sneak peek what you're planning on reading in the future?
Well, we're going to talk about that tonight.
Yes.
We'd like to see, what the teens want to read and let them decide.
And I know we've kind of bad ideas around. We talked about Allegiant to that, but we asked around a little bit, and I think there's some interest in Lori House Anderson, and she has a book called Speak, which is kind of, I don't know, I would say a classic of contemporary young adult fiction.
And then she also has a recent one called The Impossible Knife of Memory, which is about a girl whose dad has PTSD, so that's a possibility.
Oh, wow.
too.
That's awesome.
But we really try to make it driven by the attendees, and not this thing that Laura and I want to
Yeah.
do. We want to have this group and do these books that we like.
Yeah.
It's
they're
about
driving
them
it.
and what they want to
So
talk
we'll pass
about.
on suggestions, but we really don't want it to dominate it or control it.
Yeah, definitely. And do you have contact information for us?
We do.
We do. We have a Facebook page. It's called Hattiesburg Teen Book Club.
Just search that, and
That's where all the
they
info
will
is.
pop up and like us.
So I was writing down Hattiesburg Teen Book Club, and I wrote HBTBC, and I was like, where did that B come from? I just got excited about
The
that.
Berg.
I guess the Berg, yeah. Anyway, all your contact information will be on our Facebook page. Don't laugh at me for dropping my pen. Just search Other Miss Today, and we'll have it there for you. Sorry about that. And coming up in just a couple minutes, we will have John Work to talk about The Liar and upcoming USM Theater season. But right now, we're going to do local music from Patrick Weathers. This is House Party here on Southern Miss Today.